Swirls is meant to be a comedy. This is like not spelled right at all. It is based in fat fur, big belly.
T, so stop talking. Yeah.
I've gotten rejected 780 times.
Hello everyone. Hope you're having a good day today. If you are, it's going to get much worse right now. So I do apologize for that. But we're discussing a topic of mine which I hold near and dear to my heart. Not really, but it's certainly a topic I've wanted to discuss for a while because it's a part of the internet that frustrates me quite a lot. It's a small game called VRChat.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the?
You've maybe heard of it. If you have, I feel very sorry for you. It's a very cool space. There's a lot you can do. 1 minute you could be, for example, I don't know, in whatever world, whatever it is you'd be doing. You'd have a lot of freedom in the game. Lets you do whatever you want, take your imagination to levels the real world could not let you. But at the same time, that freedom is worrisome, I would say. There's so much there at the same time that you've seen some of the avatars. I'm sure, I hope you haven't, but I'm sure some of you've seen the NSFW avatars and just frankly disgusting places people have created on that platform. The freedom at the same time is just very good. It's also very bad, especially for the children on the platform. It's something that I personally think is disgusting, and there needs to be a system put in place. But we will get onto that topic in this video as well. It's a gold mine for kids, full-grown adults, which is a terrible mix, by the way. I'd like to say, but you see all sorts of things. For example, a 10-year-old screaming at a fully grown adult dressed as an anime wolf, or some guy blasting some ear-rape dog music through a microphone and
How about a nice big cup of shut the fuck up?
leave immediately, which I think is also a good thing. You don't want to be on that platform, full stop. That's just my opinion, though. So, if you want to play it, but don't say I didn't warn you. Now, being fair to VRChat, it's not bad automatically, so to speak. There is important things to say. For example, like I said before, the talented creators, amazing artists, world builders, musicians, hosts, dancers, the friendly ones, role-playing, LARPing, if you want to LARP. So, there's a way that these people use VRChat as a coping mechanism for real life, and I think that's completely fine if you're not going out your way to do harm. But the problem is with the platform, when it goes wrong, it goes very wrong. When people use VRChat and what it is, one thing they tend to say is be anyone, do anything, create things, interact with people from different places of the world, different walks of life. And honestly, when VRChat works, it's great. It's an online social space, and obviously some people can't do the whole thing in real life and whatever it is. So I think in that aspect, it's great. It's very good, but that's when you also get a few of the bad apples. And when I say bad apples, it's more so with the freedom part. Is you've got your voice chat.
Because I have phantom pain!
You've got your body language, your avatars, your private worlds, public worlds. You've got user-generated content, and real-time social, all smashed into together. When you give the people that much freedom, you're gonna expect chaos. At the same time, giving people that much to work with is a recipe for disaster, and it's been proven time and time again. We've seen this. We've seen videos, we've seen exposés, PDF file hunting, whatever it is. It happens, and it's unfortunate. One of the other strangest things about VRChat for me is it's kind of weird. It doesn't really have an identity of its own. For some people, it's a social hangout area. Others see it as nightclubs or roleplay platforms. For others, it's just a Discord, which is probably a very, very bad comparison. For a lot of people, it can be overwhelming. Some people will load in, You look around, you see some giant robot, a anime character, some guy dressed as Donald Trump, and then someone you've got full body tracking dancing in a mirror. It's just chaotic. Someone screaming down a microphone as if they've never touched one in their life before. But I also see it as a charm that VRChat has. But at the same time, it is also an issue because nobody there is normal. Not to say that normal is a word. I don't feel like that's a word. Nobody's really normal. But a public instance feels like a school playground, again, I could say nightclub, comedy show, and then someone just having a mental breakdown.
What the f***? Bruh, if you think I get on VRChat to send the e-girl lapping in my head rub
all at the same time, it's so much to take in at once. It can definitely deter some people away from the platform at the same time. It's not just that, in my opinion. It's also the other side of VRChat. Not even just the new players. It's the kids, the adults, trolls. I guess you could say serious communities. I feel like they just take things a little bit too seriously from what I've seen.
Oh, calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9.
The trolls, I'm not particularly so bothered about the trolls all that much. Some of them go too far. I feel like I've seen clips where it's really personal. I saw this one where some girl, I think she thought she was an ex of someone who was recording and trolling, and the person just went along with the bit instead of clarifying that, which I think is sort of a morally grey area.
Can you shut the fuck up?
Really playing on emotions there. But I think out of the worst out of them is definitely the kids and the adults being mixed into one. It's a recipe for disaster. You should never ever have a scenario where kids and adults are mixed into one. Again, there's so many PDF file exposés for a reason. It's not safe. And there definitely needs something needs to be done about this, because there's even been news articles. I'll show something on screen. Sorry about that. I just got back from the cooperative. I don't know why I thought I should tell you that. I'm just gonna carry on.
Shut up!
The VRChat community has always had a reputation of sorts.
Weird.
Some people are wholesome.
You're weird.
It's nice. It's a place for people that, like I said, struggle to make friends in real life, to make friends. It's a creative platform full of artists and performers. And then some people are just some of the most cursed on the internet, full stop. And that's just the truth. Because VRChat isn't just one community, it's thousands of small communities stacked on top of each other. You got your Five Nights at Freddy's, I've seen your furry hangouts and whatever the case. And not all of these are bad, so to speak. Some are genuinely lovely, wholesome, but then you've got other ones where just people are just...
I must sin. I can physically walk into a church and not be affected by it. There are 7 sins.
toxic, edgy, for no reason. The racial slurs and sexual content. It's just, yeah, it's a mixed bag, VRChat. And sort of touching on what I said earlier, in its own rules it states that you have to be at least 13 to play, and you need permission from a parent or a guardian as well. It guidelines, it even bans sexual and explicit content, harassment, and just exposing minors to sexual content. This rule exists, and my problem lies with this is these are just words on a screen on a website you can get onto. There's a very, very big difference between having it placed on a website and then the rules actually being enforced in real time. And I do understand to a degree that it's challenging for VRChat because it's messy. It's a live thing. It's happening in real time. People are talking through voice chat. Words are public or private depending on the instance you're in. Avatars, obviously, they can be user made and uploaded. Groups have their own moderation, but most of the time it's asking, are you of age? They ask for your date of birth if it's a bar, or there's not really any system in place to check these things. Obviously, there's private groups where if you have to be verified on VRChat Plus, which is hidden behind a paywall anyway.
This is the clearest video I've ever seen. This is the most HD shit ever. This is 4K. How did they get you at 4K? That ain't me.
And they have came out and said that it cost them a lot of money to do. I'll play a clip here.
You can expect, however, this third-party service has a cost, so we're not going to be rolling this out to everyone all at once. In fact, we have a specific rollout plan, and how things will go will depend on user feedback. Let's talk about that now. But we'll strive to expand access to age verification as soon as possible.
So it's good to know that they've acknowledged this problem. But for me, obviously I'm not VRChat, thank God. I don't know how they operate. I don't know their financial situation. Obviously, as they said, it's expensive. But I feel like there's a bit weird that, you know, because it's a costly thing, they can't implement it into the game. When you've got kids involved, I feel like there needs to be something needs to be done. But they said they're working on it. They said they're going to try and get a fix. So hopefully in due time, because it's quite bad. For anyone watching that's not of age or very young, same thing. I don't even know why I said that. Anyway, please do not play VRChat. Stay clear from this platform. It is horrible. Like the 20 so hours I've got on the game.
You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting. This is awful in every way. If I could kill it, I would. But I legally can't. But I've considered it.
I met some characters. One of the biggest problems I've encountered or have seen is a toxic person in a normal game. Let's say, for example, a Call of Duty, GTA, whatever the case may be. They'll spam you with like a tank or I don't know, whatever it is the newest thing on GTA is. But in VRChat, it feels way more personal. They will do anything. You know, they hear a lisp in your voice, they'll say usually the things they would say.
The idiot.
I didn't call
We're going in other worlds to get more people.
I'm not an idiot. I'm just saying, like, this isn't the world for Star Wars.
Anything in your bio they can use. Again, just swears, slurs. So it's not really the same as any regular game, which is another thing I feel sets it apart from anything that's normal. It's not normal. Full stop. It's not normal.
What? Oh no, see that's what we not better do. Police, lock his ass up. Yes, you need to be under the jail. Like what? What you say? Yeah, arrest him immediately.
My other point is this. In VR, this maybe doesn't apply to everyone, but for some people it could be the case that they are standing in front of you. If you've actually got the headset on, they're standing in front of you, they can walk into your space, follow you around, use their voice, movements, gestures. They could put an avatar on that, makes you feel disturbed or disgusted in any way. And that's what I feel like makes VRChat a lot more powerful than some of these other games.
But I feel like in a lot of ways it also makes harassment, trolling, or any sort of creepy behavior feel much worse. Like in an online game, you can mute someone, and obviously in VRChat you can block and
There's no way, say swear to God, say swear to God, but I want to say with Allah, say Allah, say Allah.
And, move on. But depending on the situation, you can actually feel like for some people it's invading your personal space. And then there's some people, from what I see on VRChat, don't even know how to use the block button. So yeah, it doesn't really work in that scenario either. A lot of VRChat players are very, very stubborn, or just continue to argue and then complain that the game's bad. Which in a way makes sense, but at the same time,
they don't help themselves sometimes, I feel like. But on the other hand, I feel that you shouldn't have to come with this problem so much more often than in other games. VRChat, its main thing is social interaction, and it's a big issue that you encounter so many bad and horrible people on a platform where the main thing you do is talk to people.
Have you ever had a dream that you...
Now, going back to what I said earlier, this sort of touches on the kids and adults mixing situation. There is updates that have been made on VRChat over time. With VRC Plus, you can verify your age, verify yourself as 18 plus. So it clearly shows that VRChat, to an extent, is not ignoring this problem, but at the same time, putting it behind a paywall. Yes. I don't know, Buster.
So basically, what I was thinking of was, oh fuck, I can't believe you've done this.
But if we were to put that problem aside for now, which we really shouldn't, but we will. The age verification also was a very good thing at the same time. It introduced separate clubs where people had to be verified to get in, instead of how old are you, so and so. And another plus side to it was, once you had VRC Plus for the month, and let's say you then decided not to pay for it, you could still keep your age verification afterwards, which I also think is another good thing to keep in the game. It is also true that VRChat has expressed that they want to bring back stronger gated communities, and some content would be required with age verifications, safe and trust updates. I'm not too sure if that's still going ahead. Obviously, we haven't seen much as of yet, but it's a very big deal, and I'm glad that's sort of something they're starting to address, because over these years, it's been one of the biggest criticisms VRChat has ever faced. Things like adult spaces, suggestive content, edgy behavior, and young users existing way too close to that type of thing. I cannot speak today. Holy smokes, dude. This does bring me on to this point that, again, there is no magic fix at all. You can obviously hide a world, you can lock an instance, but regardless, there's still going to be problematic behavior, predatory, harassment, grooming, whatever it is. There's still going to be things like that on the platform, and that is something that takes serious safety, which over time, I'm hoping that that's something they're able to refine and knuckle down on, but
you're trash, kid.
It's difficult. It's difficult for a platform so vast like VRChat. There's so many different ways you can do it. Now, the next topic of discussion I'd like to discuss with you guys is mobile. The mobile version of VRChat. VRChat announced a little while ago now. It's also available both on iOS and Android devices, which means the platform became a lot more easier to access for the regular person that may not have a VR headset or a PC.
Okay, we are cooked. Yep, we are absolutely cooked, chat. GG.
Now, this, in my opinion, changes the conversation a little bit, because now they've introduced a way to make things easier to access. Because not only have you got your Meta Quests, your actual VRs, your PCs, now you've introduced people on phones and iPads and whatever. Now, it's great for growth. Absolutely, more players, more creators, communities, more events. But it also means that moderation is going to have to be much higher, because anyone on a phone can join VR and hop in straight away. Especially kids. We get this idea of iPad kids
because they're always on their iPads. Unfortunately, we're in a time now where most kids are on devices. Unfortunately, kids don't really play with toys anymore, which makes it a whole lot more dangerous. That being said, there needs to be more moderation put in place. It's one thing to make your platform available for the masses, which is great. You know, power to them. They want to grow their platform. I completely understand, but you need to have something there put in place in order for people to be safer. You cannot shell out an update and then all of a sudden you've got reports of, again, PDF files, whatever it is. When you yourselves made the conscious decision to make your platform readily available to people, and then you're surprised at these reports and you're shutting people down, it doesn't, you don't get to do that.
Trayvon, just go to the office.
What'd I do?
Just go to the office.
What did I do?
Go, just go.
What did I?
Now, I don't know if I should call this the good part, but I think I've sort of left this impression of bad people do bad things on a platform in weird avatars, which is not all VRChat players. I want to preface that there's nice people there. I've had a few people which are genuinely disgusted by some of the things they see and try and, you know, whenever they see a conflict or they see someone just being a bit of a weirdo, they speak up, which I think is good. So I'm not saying all people are bad on the platform. I think that'd be lazy, because again, some people genuinely find friendship. There's people that struggle in social situations in real life, so they find peace, and it's easier to
Whoa, brother, whoa, now. You got too much dip on your chip.
make themselves known to people and
This motherfucker, do you speak it? Yes. Then you know what I'm saying.
exist in VRChat, which, again, that's great. I love that. There's people that can use VRChat as an outlet to try and break that sort of barrier of social interaction by being on VRChat, and I think that's great. And there's also the community. There's great communities in VRChat that are better moderated. Some even have real life events. There are creators who put really, really great and good effort into worlds that most players can visit for free, which I think is also great. There are people that have just sort of made their VRChat their platform. I can't speak again. I don't know how I've managed to say all of this so far. I'm struggling to speak today. I don't know why. So if you're still here, I appreciate you listening and not wanting to strangle me through your screen for not being able to say basic words. And bringing us to the last topic here.
Finally!
Is I think why people have such a negative impression.
Get some help.
And I think I agree with that statement as well, to be honest. It's a plethora of different things, really. The public lobbies can be unbearable, loud. The cringe is, yeah.
Does that avatar come with a toggle to take off the shoes?
That's some of the nicest cringe you'll ever see. The moderation, it's inconsistent. The line between adult spaces and public spaces has not always been clear. You'll see people ERPing.
What is that?
In public servers, there've been clips, videos. It's frankly disgusting. New players can be thrown in some of the weirdest interactions.
Gotten word that you have been letting minors into our community.
Yeah. If I'm honest, my first experience, I met some interesting figures. Some Five Nights at Freddy's fans who were they liked children a little bit too much. I think that's the best way I could put that. But regardless of that, which is, again, not something that should be ignored, but so, in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is VRChat the worst thing? Maybe sometimes, yes. but it also has some of the clearest examples of what the future will be for the online social spaces anyway. And the future is not automatically good or bad. So we'll just have to wait and see. It depends how the platform handles its safety, how communications and moderation will be handled. The adults need to lock in big time and make it a safe space for everyone. And it depends as well how VRChat wants to go about protecting younger users without completely destroying the freedom of the platform, which is always something we do have to bear in mind. VRChat, it's creative, chaotic, very impressive at times, and above all, extremely uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. Please do not play VRChat. Please. But honestly, at the same time, it's more than just a game, in my opinion. It's fascinating.
What?
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
It's a warning. It's where communities are heading, I think. And the serious question we need to ask ourselves sometimes is, are we actually ready for social spaces to be where anyone can do anything? That's why it was a bit of a difficult topic for me to discuss. There's a lot going on. There's so much more I could say. But in conclusion, I think it's bad when it's bad. It's not when it's not. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think it's overhated? Do you think it's misunderstood? Is it really the most chaotic? What do you guys think? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I like to read through them, so go ahead and do that. Pretty boys.
Shut up!
Check out the shorts. There's some cool stuff on there if you have time.
No!
Go watch a few. I love you. Also, this is my first time recording my own voice, so if you think it's weird or you have any criticisms or anything, just drop it in the comments as well. I'd love to know. I want to improve as we go forward. I sort of used an AI voice before, but I don't know. I feel like I should start using my own voice. Let me know. If you think my voice is absolutely disgusting, then you'd say that as well. It's not like I care if you subscribe anyway, so